Sweetie, I'll be right back.
How much would you pay to go to Westworld?
How much would I pay?
How much would you pay
to go to Westworld?
The
The
real
question is,
Westworld.
how much money do I have?
Yeah, I know. Like, how much would you take a loan out for? Like, what are you prepared for the experience?
King's Dominion prices, 55.
King's Dominion prices. Do I get to bring cocaine? Does that help? Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll start that way. Tyke starting the show this week.
Oh, fuck it up. Sorry. My apologies.
No. It's good. Is it because then it's not all on me?
Yes.
Yeah. But I'll start. So, welcome to another episode of Muddled Dice. I don't remember what number it is. Doesn't matter. I'm Daniel, as always. We got Shawn here.
Hello.
Tyke.
What up?
And Cole.
Hello.
Abby's gone this week because she's putting together a bookshelf.
Lame.
Yeah.
But awesome.
Lame, but it's an awesome bookshelf. I mean,
is.
it looks really
It
good.
is. It's very
That giant
cool.
TV with Twitch on it looks really nice in that bookshelf.
Cannot hate on that.
So, so this week, I think. Okay, so last week or a couple weeks ago, an article from Bleeding Cool came out claiming that Vertigo Comics is shutting down. Vertigo is an imprint of DC, which was supposed to be their like more mature, non-superhero-y books. Although some superhero books made their way to Vertigo if they were more mature or like outside the main continuity. Mm-hmm. I've been following it on Twitter. I don't think it's been confirmed yet. Even writers for Vertigo or for DC, like Scott Snyder, haven't confirmed it yet. So it's still just a rumor. As far as I know, it might be confirmed by the time this comes out. I don't know. But let's talk about Vertigo closing after 26 years, according to Bleeding Cool. Tyke, you read the article today. You want to like give the highlights?
Some of the stuff that I remember. Well, one of the things I want to talk about was like how the founder got let go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious how that kind of happens. Like, I don't know if it's like because of money, business stuff like that, but how do you found something and end up being let go on that? And then the other thing that we had talked about too was that they have the, what'd you call it, was the Black Label? Or the
DC Black Label.
Yeah, DC Black Label. But as I'm learning, that just recently started.
I think that's a new thing, like this year, 2019.
But that's not going away at all. That's
Not as far as I know.
Yeah, see, so I'm
Yeah.
curious what's going to happen with that. As far as for back, like what you were saying with the highlights on it, what I remember from the article was about the founder, the certain titles. I wonder what's going to happen. Educate me. Did the other writers, did they all leave too? Or
sorry, go on.
Well, I was telling Dan last week that it seemed like they kind of dug a hole with Vertigo because before the founder got let go, they kind of ostracized all of their most popular authors by wanting like full rights to the the books coming out of Vertigo. Like they were saying some stupid shit like, hey, this is under the Vertigo tag, we get 100% of the rights to the not just like the sales in the books, but like the characters and the storylines. Like this is our property now. And so then when you kind of toss that into your Vertigo contract, it just started making people drop out of wanting to write for Vertigo. And that
I'm trying to find the quote in the Bleeding Cool article that's super relevant, but it's okay. Hang on. Let me
well, I wonder
scroll
too.
through
So
quick.
like, when they made that decision, like, hey, I want to take 100% of that. Was that still under the original team of Vertigo, or was that under the new cats?
Oh, you mean the original?
The founder
Vertigo
stuff.
boss? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good question. I think it was a DC boss that did that. I'm not sure. I feel like
why
we're throwing a lot of people under the bus without full information.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah.
I'm trying to find that. Okay, the firing of Karen and Shelley. Yeah, so one of the big things was Vertigo Comics used to be under editorial control of Hank Canals and then later Bob Harris. Okay, sorry, I'm misreading the article. After DC reorganized Vertigo, it was under editorial control of Hank Canals and Bob Harris, and then Bob Harris. So they're the new blood.
Yeah.
And then they effectively demoted Vertigo founder and senior editor Karen Berger, who previously reported directly to the publisher and president, Paul Levitz, quote, Bleeding Cool. And then they apparently just fired Karen Berger. And then she set up a new publishing house at Dark Horse, which I thought was interesting because isn't Dark Horse like Marvel's version of Vertigo?
That's what I took from that.
Yeah.
I mean, my understanding is the same.
Yeah, but the thing you're talking about with the writers leaving, I can't find it. I can't find the exact quote, but from what I understand, it was basically somebody... Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm quoting Bleeding Cool from here. Vertigo has suffered a number of blows in recent years. After a proud presentation amongst Warner Brothers vice presidents, then Chairman Alan Horn asked why more Vertigo series were not being turned into TV shows or movies. On being told that this was because many were creator-owned, he demanded changes to the contracts that saw bankable stars such as Warren Ellis, Garth Ennis, Grant Morrison, and Neil Gaiman look elsewhere for new work and better deals. So basically, yeah, they're like, we don't want your books to be creator-owned anymore. And everyone else was like, oh, fuck you, I'm going somewhere else. And like, oh, shit, we just lost our whole stable of amazing writers.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Which is sad, too. I mean, when you have a powerhouse like that, then everybody just goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's frustrating. Did you guys, well, other than Sandman, what other ones did you happen to read? Any other ones? Just only Sandman?
I read Sandman. I read the I was talking about it today to someone. The Batman. Okay, I gotta look it up.
Got it.
Is it really good? It was Last Temptation. No, Last Temptation was Dark Horse. So,
Yeah.
Was this the like Gotham PD story?
No,
Gotham Central. That's what it's called.
No, it was like a true Batman story.
Oh.
Dark
one in
Knight,
your
a true
cube?
Batman story.
Okay.
The one in my cube. Yeah, the one in my cubicle. Yeah, the one by Paul Dini. That's the one. So Paul Dini was a writer on Batman comics and also Batman the Animated Series. He actually created Harley Quinn, I believe. And one night in Los Angeles, he got mugged and basically just got the shit kicked out of him. Like, his skull was powdered. And he spent weeks in the hospital and like months and years recovering. And part of how he dealt with that was imagining that like Batman and the Joker were kind of angels and devils on his shoulder, guiding him through recovery, through like ideations of revenge, of like not trusting people anymore, or also like putting those thoughts aside and being like, people are inherently good. This was like a fluke that this asshole beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And that comic is one of my favorites. It's amazing.
Yeah, agreed.
And but that was on Vertigo too. So that and like I told you guys earlier, Sandman, Neil Gaiman's original Sandman was one of the first comics I got into, aside from like dime store comics my granddad picked up from the 7-Eleven. And that was like I've spent years collecting all the trade paperbacks, which it's fun. I just recently finished like last year. I think I had them
nice.
special. I had our guys at Comics and Gaming. I had Leanna special order me like
Done.
the last 2 volumes. So yeah, so like Vertigo comics, a lot of it holds like a special place in my heart, especially with the original Sandman books. They were so good, and Neil Gaiman was such a good writer.
Are they saying it's officially done, or is it still just rumors? Or
It's still just rumors. I don't think anybody's confirmed it. Right. So, and the best article I can find on it is from Bleeding Cool.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of like when there's only one media outlet that has an article, right. It's like, is that
How?
Good information?
Yep.
But there's also nobody saying that it's not true either.
Right.
Someone asked Scott Snyder whether his current Vertigo book was going to continue, and he said, yes, it'll definitely be on Vertigo or DC Black Label. And, he said, so someone asked me if his book was going to continue on DC Black Label, and he said, yeah, probably. And they said, so wait, is that confirmation that Vertigo is shutting down? And he's like, oh, no, sorry, I misspoke. I just meant it'll definitely continue either on Vertigo or DC Black Label.
He didn't clarify which one it's going to be on.
So it's still, as far as I know, nothing's confirmed yet because they're still apparently at the last during the last round of solicitations, they were still advertising for Vertigo books, and that was only like a month or two ago.
Okay.
Like there's Vertigo books that are only like 2 issues in and haven't been publicly canceled yet.
Got it.
So,
yeah.
who
I
knows?
enjoyed Preacher. Preacher was a dope one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys got a chance to read that one or not, but that one was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was Garth Ennis, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you and Dan, you introduced me to Sandman. The other one was that I didn't get a peep that I wanted to was the Last Man Why or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to peep that one out, but I heard really good things on that one too. But yeah, it seems like to have that nice outlet that like instead of just everything PG 13ish or whatever, to have that, you know, R rated and have that maybe go away type. Because does Marvel have something like that? Does like as in far like a comic version or anything like that, where like, hey, we can just go do whatever we want,
Like a more mature, separate.
Yeah. Does Marvel have something like that, dude?
Off
Or
the top of my
any of the
head-
other publishers?
Off the top of my head, I can't say that they opened like a new line of comics just for more mature stuff. I think it's just still Marvel.
Okay.
Well, isn't Dark Horse a Marvel imprint, or are they their
Is
own
it?
thing?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Is it,
Maybe?
dude?
Okay, well, I'm Googling. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. No, not the Katy Perry song.
Oh,
Dark Horse Comics. Let's see.
go find out.
Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was. Dark Horse Comics is an American comic book and manga publisher. It was founded in 1986 by Mike Richardson in Milwaukee, Oregon. Quote Wikipedia. Okay, so they, I don't know why I thought they had something to do with Marvel, but they don't, apparently. Yeah, so I don't know if any other publishers really have separate imprints. I mean, like other indie publishers like Boom and Skybound, they just kind of will put out anything,
Right.
You know, they don't. But it's weird. It's interesting.
That's what I was thinking too. Like even Image, but like I mean, Image right now. I mean, they're just throwing intestines and all kinds of crazy stuff at the moment. So,
well, an Image was always independent, weren't they?
I think so.
It was,
I think so. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, and so going back to the article, they said the reasons for it possibly shutting down, and remembering this is all rumors. One, like chasing away Warren Ellis, Garth Ennis, Grant Morrison, and Neil Gaiman, and other heavy-hitting authors. So to quote Bleeding Cool again, as part of the reorganization of DC Comics, the imprint lost the right to use DC Comics' established characters, such as Swamp Thing and Doom Patrol, which is why I'm thinking a lot of the darker Batman stories are coming out on DC Black Label now, not Vertigo, because Vertigo can't use those DC properties anymore, which is weird. You got to think about it. It's such a weird thing where they're like, hey, we want the exclusive rights to use your characters. Oh, you said no? Cool. You can't use our characters. Like, wait, that's not how negotiations work.
I wonder how many heavy hitters are in this decision, like from WB, from all the other cats and stuff like that. Like it somebody's got to be butthurt about something. Just be like to shut it down like that because sales aren't going down and stuff like that, or are they?
I think they are. Like
for the Vertigo, really?
Well, they're relaunched books. So Bleeding Cool also says, well, okay, Border Town. You remember that one? It sounded really interesting. It was about like these Border Patrol agents on the southern border, and like monsters would manifest as their greatest fears. The writer got caught up in sexual harassment allegations.
That happens.
So his book flopped. And then
That's a shame.
the other Sandman Presents, like the Sandman revival, kind of flopped. And like I read that, and like it was okay, but it's
They feel forced or something like that, or
when you grew up on the Sandman written by Neil Gaiman, it's real hard to go to something else to the same characters written by not Neil Gaiman.
Okay,
I mean, he's just such a
makes sense.
His writing is so like him, you know. And then So a lot of their new books have failed, apparently.
Oh, okay then.
It says that it's likely that titles such as Lucifer and even Sandman Presents may continue at DC Comics. Other creator-owned titles have given up and may find new homes.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's creates its own Vertigo zombie. Yeah, I mean, and the rest of the article just talks about how insanely popular Vertigo comics became. You know, when they launched, like there were people who would buy everything from Vertigo comics, no matter what, just because it was.
We say like 26 years.
26 years. Yeah, I mean that's for me. Vertigo Comics has been around. I'm older. I'm over 26, but Vertigo Comics has been around the entirety of the time that comics have been in my sphere of consciousness.
Yeah.
So for Vertigo Comics to be gone is really weird. Like for me, it might as well be DC Comics is gone. Like that's a pillar of the industry is going to be gone. Like that's really weird.
Yeah.
And if they keep, I kind of worry about DC Black Label too, because a lot of it feels like they're trying to push not necessarily interesting stories, but just edgy stories.
Yeah.
Some of them have been good. Like the Batman one, Batman Damned was interesting.
Right.
The new one is Deceased on DC Black Label.
Oh, that's not my wheelhouse. Do you?
I think The Man Who Laughs the Batman Who Laughs might also be on DC Black Label. I'm not sure.
What other stuff do they have on there? Like
let's see.
They had White Knight on there.
White Knight. Okay, White Knight was really good.
Yeah.
That was on DC Black Label. Yeah. I mean, hopefully.
Is that one pretty violent and stuff like that though too?
It's not actually. I don't.
Kind of like a crime joint. Oh, okay.
Well, White Knight is a Batman story about the Joker. So it's weird. It starts with Batman basically losing his temper.
Okay.
And force feeding the Joker a bunch of psychiatric drugs.
Okay, nice.
And the Joker is cured and becomes not the Joker.
Oh.
And then it's kind of about that, and then the rest of the book is kind of about the Joker, like, hey, the Batman's kind of been fucking up the city, and like the Joker is suing the Batman for damages and like trying to get him. Yeah, it's a really good book. What am I looking up? DC Black Label.
That's a cool spin. I like that.
It's Shawn Murphy is the illustrator and writer.
It's not familiar. What other stuff did he
really fucking good.
Yeah.
I can't think of what else he's done. But you would really like his stuff. It's very like the best way I can describe his art is almost like Urban Decay Norman Rockwell.
I actually follow that.
Okay, good.
Okay. No, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. DC Black Label. So DC Black Label, according to Wikipedia, once my phone loads, come on,
We gonna get there.
is an imprint consisting of original limited series and reprints of books previously published under other imprints. Okay. So the first title was Batman Damned.
Okay.
And now there's also Batman, Last Night on Earth, Superman Year One,
Okay.
Batman 3 Jokers, Curse of the White Knight, Joker and Harley, A Criminal Sanity, and the new Harleen book, which is out in September 2015. Or 2015.
Woo!
Ooh, wow. 2019.
Get that man a drink.
Yeah. And they've also collected, So it says... Oh, interesting. So Shawn Murphy's Batman White Knight was originally released as a regular DC Universe book, but the collected edition is released under the Black Label imprint. That's interesting. So, and let's see, what re-releases are they doing? All-Star Superman, DC The New Frontier, Kingdom Come, okay, and Frank Miller's Ronin. Okay, so yeah, I think they're trying to position it as the new Vertigo, which I guess they realize they need a space for these stories that's different from the regular mainline DC comics.
Right.
But if they're going to get rid of Vertigo, they're like, what do we do with these?
Yeah.
So
I'm still hesitant to see if they're really going to like be done with Vertigo.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see what happens if this rumor is going to be true. You know what I'm saying?
And I wonder, I'm trying to see like what Bleeding Cool's source was. Because Bleeding Cool has been
Well, here's the other thing
wrong
too.
in the
Like
past.
if the Black Label is going to be another kind of like R-rated adult joint. Why
Yeah.
have two of them? Why have Black Label and Vertigo?
That's true. That is true.
Unless you just want something new, something fresh. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like a pitch idea or something like that too.
Well, maybe it could be possibly that DC Black Label is for R-rated stories about their stable of heroes like Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman. And if Vertigo does stick around, maybe that'll be the residence for Sandman and other
good point.
other one-offs like Border Town and stuff like that.
Yep.
So the article just says Bleeding Cool has been informed by a number of sources. It doesn't say,
Right.
like, I understand. It doesn't say anything about what kind of sources. Like, I understand not naming names, but you could at least be like
If they had
pencilers or colorers or editors. And, like, a number of sources could be like 17-year-old kids on Reddit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Indeed. Yep.
it is interesting though that Scott Snyder did not immediately shut down the rumor and said, "I don't know."
Yep.
So maybe it's being considered. Maybe it's not a final decision yet, but maybe it's still being considered.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So what was so we talked about my favorite past Vertigo comics. What about you guys? Anyone else read much of Vertigo recently or when you were kids?
Nope. Well, I remember, like I was saying, like about Preacher. Now I didn't read the comic for V for Vendetta, but I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
The movie was on point for me.
Yeah, there were a lot of Vertigo comics that were made into movies. Apparently not enough for homie over there, but yeah.
But like the other ones, like
because Watchmen was a Vertigo too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, that was good.
That's another thing too. So then,
was Sin City Dark Horse or Vertigo?
Oh, you would know more than me. But
okay.
Like
That's just complete guess though.
Because
like I saw I'm sorry.
Isn't Watchmen coming with a TV series and stuff like that?
Yes.
Is that still is that under Vertigo, or how does that?
That's a good question.
Work?
Or are they going to move it under DC Black Label if Vertigo does get shuttered?
I bet you that's going to give us the answer of what's going to happen with it.
Okay, so
Between
yeah,
Vertigo
keep an eye on TV trailers, on HBO trailers. Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Shawn, you were saying? I'm sorry, dude.
Nothing.
Oh.
I just happened to see A History of Violence, and I was like, is that like the movie?
Oh, that did start as a comic.
It did?
It did.
It
I've
did.
never watched
Was
the
that
movie,
Vertigo?
but if it's after a comic, maybe
The
I
movie's really good.
will. Okay.
Yeah.
God, there's a scene in that movie where like Viggo Mortensen is beating the shit out of a guy and like is shoving his the bottom of his wrist into the dude's nose, and he just does it repeatedly, forever, and like the scene just keeps going, and it's like, oh my God, is this gonna end? And he just keeps like shoving the dude's nose into his skull.
90 minutes of that.
And it's like, oh my God, is this Jesus Christ? I think it probably goes on for a full like 45 seconds.
Jeez.
Like oh my God.
That reminds me of like some Kratos type of joint.
Yeah,
where you
oh,
like
exactly.
finally beat a boss and you just like
exactly.
keep bashing his head in.
Teabagging.
You're gonna take that, Pixels. But I remember other ones like 100 Bullets. I think there was
100 Bullets.
oh, Constantine.
yeah.
Hellblazer.
That one?
Yeah.
Constantine and
yes.
Hell. Yep.
Duh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've been drinking. My apologies. Yeah. I want to say with the one that I like the one for me though was Preacher, just because of like how crazy it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really watch too much of the TV series, but I think it was mainly just because I was too cheap to pay for the subscription of it though.
Yeah, I don't have HBO, so I haven't seen that. I haven't seen a lot of. Yeah.
But people like from the reviews and stuff that I've seen, TV series doing quite well, which is confusing to me.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
Preacher's
So,
not
like,
HBO, it's AMC, isn't it?
I think it's AMC.
Okay, sorry,
I think it's
misspoke.
AMC.
Yeah, well, I don't have cable either.
But I don't know how the logistics work of it. But like when a TV show is doing well, do certain publishers get a certain cut of that or whatnot? So like if
I guess
like
it depends
Watchmen,
on the contract.
Yeah,
I would hope.
fair
Yeah,
enough, fair
yeah.
enough. So it's I don't know, it's like it's a rumor. I'm curious to see what's going to happen from it
Yeah.
and how much actually sticks. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
it's kind of. It's one of those things where it's weird. Like it seemed, I kind of hope it doesn't shut down because and like for me, it's been a pillar of comics for a long time. On the other hand, like it sounds like it's just like a kind of a ghost of its past self.
Yeah.
And maybe they should just let it go. You know, renegotiate some contracts, bring Neil Gaiman and Garth Ennis back, and give them some, good. Well, shit, if they've found their own like Boom Studio. I don't know if they're at Boom Studios or Image now or somewhere else, but I mean, if they're like sitting relatively pretty at independent publishers, it's probably going to be a hard sell to get back to DC.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean,
but man, DC just can't get a break, fam. Like it's just.
Yeah, because they shuttered Swamp Thing, the TV series.
Yeah.
Got the rights for it, made a show, immediately pulled it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Isn't that crazy though? Like,
it sounds like they don't know what they want. It's like conflicting. When you get two people really high up, each one wants something else, and you just can't get anything done. It's always like reverting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But man,
I don't know. I mean, DC publishes wonderful comics. I love their characters, but they can't seem to get that foothold in the like movies or anything else. They do good. I mean, their TV shows generally do good. Green Arrow's been on forever. Gotham was like 5 or 6 seasons, I think.
Nice.
And but
okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll, I don't know, bounce back or.
They just need one. Just
right.
One good one.
One breakout. Yeah.
Well, they did,
which is probably not going to be like Suicide Squad 2 or whatever the new Batman is.
Was it Wonder Woman? Did that do good?
Yeah, Wonder Woman did really well.
Yeah. Are they making another one?
They are. Yes. Yeah, the trailer for Wonder Woman 2. Not the trailer. A poster leaked for Wonder Woman 2.
Oh.
And it looks really good. It takes place in the 80s.
Oh,
so it's
that's
awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'll sign up for that one. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah. And then there's the new Batman that's supposed to have Robert Pattinson in it.
Oh.
As Batman, which will be interesting. I
got you.
I don't think I've ever actually seen him in anything.
Okay.
Like I've heard, obviously, about Twilight stuff.
Yeah.
But I've never seen him in anything, so I don't know if he's an actual good actor.
Metropolis or Cosmotropolis? Anyone know what I'm talking about?
Nah.
I mean, I know Metropolis from like 1930s.
It was might have been like Cosmo something.
Okay. Was he good?
It was okay. It was one of those kind of drama-y ones.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't trying to be a sparkly love vampire. Whatever that is, he's exactly.
Sparkly love. I like my sparkles. Thank you. So the new Joker one though, is that under that's under DC as well, right?
I mean, it's got to be DC.
Yeah, it has.
Joker.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's just like we're hitting all these
Yeah.
other headbangers and stuff like that. I just can't believe.
Maybe that'll be where they win in these low-key movies, not these over-the-top
Maybe.
blockbuster extravaganzas, but actually like
instead of trying to compete directly with Marvel with the like,
don't do what they're doing, do your own thing.
Yeah, with the like spectacle creep, just like. No, do character studies about Batman and the Joker and Superman.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Batman's a great one for that.
Oh yeah. Well, and like Smallville, that was popular for a long time, wasn't it? The show about like the young Superman.
I never.
And that was more
watched
of a character
an
drama,
episode.
I think, wasn't it?
What?
I thought that was more of a character drama. It wasn't like a big explosion.
Yeah, they just talk a lot, and then he does like Superman stuff for like last 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, and that was popular for a long time. I mean, granted, it was CW, so like it was marketed to like teenage girls.
But it was a bunch of seasons.
Well.
What? Yeah.
I don't know how many.
Really well.
What is he doing now?
Nothing.
Damn. The guy who did
Smallville.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
He was in that Cheaper by the Dozen, and then I don't know what the hell he did.
Got it. Okay.
Maybe he did something bad. I don't know. Could disappear like that.
At some point, though, could you
He
imagine
should
like
have been
being
an
in that
option
shoes?
for
And, like,
a Superman movie.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Playing that same role for that long time. You know, I'm tired of this shit.
Actually, that'd be really interesting. By this point, he could play adult Superman.
Yeah.
Like normal Superman. Yeah.
Didn't they have an issue? Like the mustache or something like that?
In
the
the
last
last Justice
where the
League
guy grew a
movie.
Was
mustache?
it? I'm asking.
Yeah.
Isn't it something
They
like
had
that?
to Photoshop it out.
Yeah, or they did like a terrible job of photoshopping
Well,
it
they
out.
did the best they could, but you
Yeah.
can tell.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, what?
It looks like he's got something stuffed
Does it?
in his under his cheeks. Like he's got like a little cotton or something like right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I don't know. I think DC just hasn't hit the right zeitgeist.
Like
somehow Marvel stumbled on it with Iron Man, and I feel like that was their entry into like we're mainstream culture now. And then after that, and like DC, I don't know, maybe because the Christopher Nolan's first Batman movie came out around that time, didn't it? As Iron Man.
I want to maybe say Iron Man came a little before. But
Okay,
that's
I can't recall. Yeah.
But I wonder if DC's first attempt at a Batman movie since like the early '90s
Right.
was too subdued for them to catch the more mainstream.
Are you talking about Michael Keaton? We say early 90s?
Michael Keaton was early '90s, yeah, or late '80s, right?
Probably the 80s was Keaton. And then 90s was Clooney and
Oh
Val
my
Kilmer.
gosh. Is that the rubber nipples?
Yeah.
Val Kilmer would be... I think it's Val Kilmer, right?
I
That
think
was
Val
George
Kilmer was.
Clooney.
Oh,
George
okay.
Clooney
Yeah,
was
that's
the
George
nipples,
Clooney
yeah.
was the
Yeah, thank you.
nipples.
But
Yeah.
there was a long time though between that and Batman Begins.
Yes.
And I think maybe Batman Begins was too subdued of a superhero movie
Okay.
to catch everyone's attention, and then Marvel was like, fuck, I
Batman
forgot his
Begins
name.
was before it.
Robert
Iron
Downey
Man.
Jr.
Iron Man, yeah. Yeah, Marvel was like, Iron Man, this is Robert Downey Jr., and he's shooting missiles at terrorists and flying around and stuff, and Batman was like, I'm sad and brooding,
Yeah.
which he is, but so,
Yep.
I think maybe he's not as spectacular as the Marvel heroes,
Yeah. I
so
got
maybe
you.
that's why DC is having more trouble with.
Is Marvel going to bring back the X-Men movies and shit?
Oh, I don't
Well,
know.
now that
They
the Fox
are?
deal
They're-
went through,
Oh,
that's
really?
definitely
Really?
coming
I
through
thought that was
eventually.
the
Yeah,
whole
Okay.
thing,
Well,
yeah.
okay.
the Fantastic
I
Four
was just
and
about to ask-
X-Men. Yeah.
Okay.
And I swear to
Done
God,
deal.
if they don't keep Ryan Reynolds on as Deadpool, then there's
That would be a huge
no
mistake.
point. Yeah.
Well, shoot. What was the one cat in the Fantastic Four? He also played in Black Panther.
Black Panther. Oh, you mean the new Fantastic Four?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Michael B.
forgot.
Jordan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job, Cole. What
Yeah.
Who was he in Black Panther?
he-
Bad guy.
Yep. There you
Killmonger.
go.
He was. Wait, was he the same character in Fantastic Four?
He was the Johnny.
That's
He was
Fire
the
guy?
Human Torch
There
in
you go.
Fantastic
Yeah.
Four.
That's
Yeah.
that's confusing.
Yeah.
Yep.
No more
But
than Captain
it-
America.
Well,
It's okay. I was
That's
gonna
the-
say
that's
Chris
the one that
Evans was
Tyke-
also the
Yeah.
was also the Human Torch.
then also, so what was it? The cat that plays Deadpool. He was also in Wolverine or X-Men.
Green Lantern.
Oh
He
no,
was in-
that's
he
right.
was
That's
in
what it was.
Green Lantern.
Green
Yes.
Lantern.
And he played the like discount garbage version
Yeah.
of Deadpool
yeah.
in the Wolverine movie.
It was awesome that Deadpool made a callback to that. It was just like,
Yeah,
That's amazing.
the post credit scene, he literally stole the footage for that. And
that's
was like,
so
hey,
good.
here's my garbage Deadpool, and here's my actual.
Can you
Deadpool
imagine
now.
like the concept behind it, like being in the team and be like, hey, we got an idea.
He
we're gonna
said
do this.
he'd been working
Yeah.
on this Deadpool movie for like 10 years. He'd been pushing to make this.
Nice. That's
Like,
what's up.
he just really knew he wanted to make it, I guess.
That's cool. Yeah. I hope they keep making up the Deadpool movies. I really enjoy those.
Yeah.
But
I think they will. I think he's the perfect.
does he have stock in it? Like, does he help produce it or
Ryan
fund it in
Reynolds?
any way?
He's produced
I don't
both
know.
of them so far, I think.
Because you're gonna want that if you want to
Oh
stick
yeah,
around.
absolutely. Yeah. Well, I think just as a character though, Deadpool is perfect for right now with like the with where the genre of superhero movies is right now. I think we're in the like what do you call it? We're in the last stage of the genre where there's people like looking back on it and reimagining it because we have shows like The Boys and what's the other one that's coming I think to Hulu about like it's a superhero show but it's kind of dark. No, that movie that came out recently about some dark kid with
Bright
superheroes.
or
Dark Bright.
Oh,
Dark.
Bright,
Yeah.
Bright Burn.
Bright-
Yeah.
Sorry,
Brightburn, yeah.
Brightburn. There you go.
Beats
it's-
Galactica.
It's almost one to one the Superman story. It's just
Yeah,
what if
but it's-
Superman
was an
realized he
asshole.
was just like all powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
used his
think
powers for evil.
with those kind of movies coming out and being more popular, I think Deadpool is ripe to be like the smart-ass grown-up,
Yeah.
not grown-up, more mature. No, not that either. The smart-ass superhero, not for 12-year-olds, but also kind of for 12-year-olds.
Oh, my wife can't stand Deadpool. I love it. Oh my gosh.
No.
What a passion.
Does DC have a similar character?
The Red Hood is kind of similar, not quite as smart-assy, but I think probably the Red Hood's probably the closest correlation. Would you say, Cole?
I don't know. In terms of like breaking the fourth wall and being like,
no,
really self-conscious about where they stand as like a character, I can't think of anything.
No,
but,
not like that at all. But in terms of like,
humor-wise,
humor and being a smartass, and,
yeah, like that, or some of the
being
Flash,
generally angry.
yeah, like some of the Flash characters based on whenever they're written. I don't know. Beast Boy, I guess.
I don't really think there are many characters that really break the fourth wall.
Yeah,
maybe
not in DC.
Golden Booster kind of did a little bit in Tom King's run
Because of the time,
because of
the time travel stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
but-
got really self-conscious about just himself, but not necessarily the like fact that he was a character in a book or like.
yeah. I don't think there's
Who had the mask?
The Jim Carrey mask?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, not that. The
the,
real
the
mask.
comic though.
The real
yeah.
No. Good question.
I think I want to say that was Marvel also.
Didn't DC animated? Didn't that do pretty good? Or-
DC animated.
Yeah, the animated movies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, there've been
the
a lot of
animated universe is really good.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
I mean,
that shit.
Batman the animated series, Batman Beyond.
Well, I remember watching
that
what was
crazy
that?
Batman
Thank
Ninja
you.
one.
That's what I was. Yeah,
I-
that one was out there. Have you ever peeped that one
that's
yet?
so
I have
up and down.
Dan's copy.
Oh, okay.
Sitting at home. So.
Woo!
It
Make sure
is
you drink
so
a lot.
up and down.
Drink a lot and watch it, or something.
I do love the one scene where it's the middle Robin. I can't remember his name.
Jason Todd.
No,
there's Dick Grayson.
Oh, the
Jason
younger
Todd,
middle one.
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake.
Yeah.
Is talking about how like Damien has made friends with a monkey in Japan, and he's like, yeah, it's weird. We just roll with it. Like, okay, thank you for acknowledging that this is weird.
Oh, it's a dark horse.
What? Oh, the mask.
The Mask.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, I was like, can we get a Mask movie in the MCU?
Another one?
That'd be insane.
Oh my god, that would be
I want a real one though, not Jim Carrey.
a real mask movie.
I liked the Jim Carrey Mask movies just because I feel like he
Yeah.
was perfectly over the top
I
about
don't
it.
want Jim Carrey. He could be in it, but I want the character to be true to the comic.
I got you.
Okay, I never read the comic, so.
It's dark.
Oh, is it?
Really?
Really?
It's
Did not know
That's
that.
surprising. Okay.
And it gets passed around a lot. Like, it's not one guy is always the mask.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah, that would be interesting if they could somehow blend universes. I guess they couldn't because Marvel and Dark Horse are distinct entities. Whereas Watchmen is being blended with the DC universe now because Vertigo was maybe still is a DC imprint. So that was an easy thing to do. But yeah, it would be fun to see the mask interact with like Thor.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Son of the Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. That right there, they were just making money.
Uh-huh.
That's all they were trying to do.
Well, that was when Jim Carrey was in like fucking any crazy slapstick role was Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That was when he was at the height of his career.
Right now, it'd probably be a
Yeah,
good
he's-
time for him. Now all he wants to do is dark stuff. He did
Well,
that
isn't-
weird.
Yeah.
Isn't Jim
detective
Carrey
one?
in Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh
he's
yeah,
the-
he's playing Eggman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
in
Really?
The new
Yes,
Sonic.
sir.
Nice. That's good.
Hey, man.
Yeah. But yeah, he did the Man in the Moon and something else recently too, didn't he?
It was that weird detective story that takes place in Poland or something.
Yeah.
Something about bad crimes. I don't know what it was called. Something crimes. Dark
Yeah.
crimes.
But, yeah. How did we get on Jim Carrey?
We're talking about
The Mask.
Mask.
Okay.
And then the
And then we
Mask,
wanted like
Dark Horse.
good
Yeah.
versions
Oh, yeah.
or true versions.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we got there.
I think a lot of
We got that.
things have that. Anytime they go to like Preacher didn't stay the same.
Fair.
No.
Yeah. So I don't know why. I don't know why exactly they divert so much.
Well,
I mean, I know you may not be able to do everything for whatever reason, production quality or time or whatever, but
Right.
sometimes they really divert from the spirit of it.
yeah. I wonder if that's because it was on AMC, which is a cable channel, but not a premium cable channel. Like if they'd gone on like HBO, I wonder if they would have been able to.
Do
Because as I
anything on
remember,
HBO.
some of Preacher's stuff was pretty dark and rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of
They need something to replace Game of Thrones.
That's true.
Maybe you should start shopping for that.
I can't wait for that freaking Westworld, man.
Yeah.
Oh my
What season are we on?
This is gonna be season 3.
I thought
Have they
that
done any
ended.
comics for that?
Westworld?
It feels like they should have.
I wish they did. Oh
They
my gosh,
should.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't
I have
know.
not seen, but I mean, I haven't looked either. But that'd be awesome.
When probably like when it gets canceled prematurely, they'll start doing comics,
Yeah.
just like they did for Firefly, and just like they did for Eureka. Not Eureka. No, I think they did do for Eureka, but I was gonna say Jericho.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I want to say Westworld was based. It was like an old flick, like a
It's based on like an '80s miniseries or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was a movie. It
was a movie?
I
Michael
thought it was a
Crichton.
miniseries.
It was a Michael Crichton thing.
Was it?
Mhm.
Oh shit! I like my.
And then they
I should read that
made
book.
a movie like I don't know, 1980s, 70s.
Something.
It was kind of
yeah.
old.
it was dated.
1980, 70.
Yeah, I
It's
can't.
one of those.
10,000 years in
before,
the future.
before I knew, like when it comes out, before I'm aware of you, I just don't remember. Like when was Star Wars made? I have no idea.
70,
Yeah,
60 something.
It's
I don't
before
know.
me, so I don't bother.
70, 60, 13 something.
But yeah, there's a Westworld comic book apparently.
Oh, there is.
What?
I
That's
don't know
not
if it's like
surprising.
what
I mean,
you're gonna
they-
want, but yeah.
It's Well, remember like the Penny Dreadful comic?
Yes.
Which is
yes, it did.
awful. Oh god, the artwork was just like still images from the production and ran through a Photoshop filter.
Yep.
Oh god, it was bad.
Yeah, they just making money, man.
Yeah, but
I remember what is this? Hold on, what the hell is this big head shit? Oh, this is
Big Head the show.
No, I was looking at this. This was like when I looked up Westworld comic book, it was showing like that right there.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's from that app or whatever too. Like I remember. Yeah.
what did it describe for the mic? Describe it for the listeners.
Oh, I'm sorry. So like
your words.
when I just looked up the Westworld comic book, it was showing like actually images from the Westworld. You remember the app that was like heavily based off the Fallout joint? Like it was just showing something like that. So I think this might be some
Oh
kind
yeah,
of like
the one
ripoff.
that like Bethesda filed a plagiarism claim because
Yes,
it had
sir.
the same bug that theirs had.
Dude, it was like a copy and paste, but it was just
Yeah.
like, okay, we're going to change and put our characters seriously. Dude.
I remember that. Yeah.
Television series Beyond Westworld, 1980.
Oh,
That's crazy, dude.
that was based on the same thing.
So it says, yes, sir.
Because they did make another movie, Future World or something.
Was it?
Yeah,
That's
shortly
right.
after
That's
they
right.
made Future World,
Yeah.
because they were going into that whole we made other worlds, not just Westworld.
Not just-
Yeah.
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 But then I really like that TV series just because of the. I don't know. It's they don't really hold your hand on the plot, the storyline of it. Like you got to kind of like figure it out on your own type of
Yeah.
deal. And like I love the fact that when other people give their other opinions, and you're like, oh, I didn't think about that, or like like. Or I was way off base or something, just thinking of like what they think the storyline is going to be
Yeah.
is really intriguing. I dig it.
I've only gotten as far as the first season,
Oh man, yeah.
and then I got mad at the
Well-
technicians.
Yeah.
I can't watch this.
Yeah.
I'm too mad at the technicians.
Yeah, I got you. Well, the thing
This whole
I
thing's
was
coming down because of two
Two-
dummies.
yeah.
They don't even have high positions.
that's another one wifey couldn't watch either. I was just like,
Really?
oh yeah. Once they got to like, she's like, what? They're having sex with robots? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the point of the
I
show.
think we put skin on these things for some other reason.
I was like, sweetie, get off your high horse. Like, don't hate.
You think she looks like that for fun?
Don't be mad if I do it. I mean, if I go to an amusement park and they're like, hey, what stays here? What happens here stays here. I'm like, all
There you
right.
go.
That's the dream.
Dude, sweetie, I'll be right back.
How much would you pay to go to Westworld?
How much would I pay?
How much would you pay?
to go to Westworld?
Yeah,
The
the
question
real
is, how much
Westworld.
money do I have?
Yeah, I know. Like, how much would you take a loan out for? Like, what are you prepared for the experience?
Kings Dominion prices, 55.
King's Dominion prices. You're gonna bring cocaine? Does that help?
$55 for a day pass.
Dude.
$8 colas.
Yeah, man. But just the idea of like, like they're trying to get information on you, or like you get to see how people really are.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know. That's why I don't know how much I would pay.
I just meant for the actual fun, the way they presented it originally, where you just go in and do whatever the hell you want to.
How much would you
Not
pay
the
to be
dark
spied on?
underpinnings where they're trying to
No,
replace
but that's-
people or whatever.
I.e., how much did you pay for your Google Home?
Dude, I don't. That's the thing. I don't. If I go up in there, I don't know if I would wear the white hat or the black hat. I really
I
don't
couldn't
know.
decide, man. Honestly,
I couldn't either.
I feel I feel trapped. I'd be like, the whole time
Dude.
I'd be looking at what the black hat does or vice versa, and going, "Oh, I bet you that's fun."
Okay, playing Red Dead. When I played Red Dead,
yeah.
granted, I had it on 2 different consoles, but on one I was a complete dick. On the other one, I was like a complete saint. I just could not make up my mind which one I wanted to do. But if like you actually put me in that Westworld environment, I don't know. I don't know. What about you? You know which route you would go?
Probably black hat.
Yeah,
It's
just start
the
blowing
most
up.
fun. I mean,
That's what I was-
when you
yeah,
go into
yeah.
GTA, what's the first thing you do? Obey traffic laws or shoot people?
Yeah. And black
kid.
hat's always easier in video games.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, the thing too that I learned in Red Dead quickly was that if you are a saint, you get like discount
that's right.
on certain
yeah.
stuff. So I was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
when you're on everything, on like outfits,
Discount on your
guns,
insurance or something.
dude.
Yeah. On your horse
That's a weird
insurance.
thing.
But you would have like the best looking gear or whatever was for having the black, was having like the skulls and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know which route I would go.
Because you were just saying you play Infamous, or Infamous 2, where you got to make
Yeah.
that decision,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
a different way to fight,
Yep.
depending on one way or the other. When you're not trying
Yeah,
to kill
I'm-
people, and the other ones you're like, oh, just knock them out.
Yeah.
Just, lay them down gently, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I'm trying to go white hat in Infamous.
Yeah.
It is more difficult. And then when I accidentally kill someone, I'm like, oh fuck, god damn it.
Yeah.
I did research, and there was like, you can build up points much quicker being evil than being good.
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there are certain parts in Red Dead where I was like, yeah, I was doing my best. And then like say if I like get into a gang fight or something like that and I just throw like one stick of dynamite. And I actually hit an innocent civilian or something like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, dang, that you weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Sir. Or madam. Well, you dead now.
Yeah.
But alright.
Yeah. So
So,
yeah. Vertigo. I don't know.
Vertigo.
We'll see. Vertigo.
Vertigo.
Hashtag Vertigon.
Vertigon.
Yeah.
I'm curious. All right, I'll end with this.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Definitely, I understand the rumor stuff like that. I
Yeah.
feel like there's too much history. There's too many pockets, and like I'm not gonna say it's gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna be close just yet.
Okay.
Could be wrong. I mean, obviously they got
Been
the
around
right
too long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But this is the fact, like nobody's come out and be like, hey, yeah, you're right, we are closed, or hey, da 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 da.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
I mean, also though, I imagine all the writers at DC are under contract to
Some
be
co-
like, no, you can't talk about this
Right.
until we say something like,
Right?
Like if Lockheed was about to make a big move, none of us would be allowed to talk about it on social
Exactly.
media.
Exactly.
So it's, yeah. I did just read though. I was reading that article again, and it said after DC fired, what the hell was her name?
Oh, Burger.
Karen Berger. Yeah, it said so they fired Karen Berger, who left and set up Berger Books at DC at Dark Horse, and then after that they hired Shelley Bond, and then fired her, who left and set up Black Crown at IDW.
Oh,
So I don't know. It almost feels like maybe DC is doing a good thing by like firing people and seeding all these indie comic publishing
Yeah.
houses. But like I don't know. It's weird. It sounds like, and again, this is all coming from one article from Bleeding
Right.
Cool. Everyone
Right.
else was like very vague, and this is the only one with details, and who knows what their sources are.
right. It's all speculation.
It's
So
all
we get
speculation, yeah, but it does sound like DC seriously mismanaged Vertigo,
some- Yeah.
which is a shame because like they've been great for 20 plus years, and then like in the past 6 years, new management just totally screws it over.
Yep.
So,
We'll see.
but I mean, maybe it'll give rise to better things. Hopefully,
That's
if not
positive
if not
thinking.
on DC Black Label, other writers will go off and found their own labels, and we'll have more things like Boom Studios and IDW and Image and Skybound, which there's room for a lot of people in the pool.
Yep. All right.
Good.
I'm good. Yep.
No one else has anything else to say? Nope.
You look in the zone, Cole.
Cole's about to fall asleep.
Knockout. Those tacos, feeling really good. Ready to
Cole ate an entire box of tacos.
pass the fuck out.
All right. So before Cole passes out, so he can say goodnight, I'll say thank you everybody for listening. Thank you guys for coming back for another podcast this week. And if you like us, consider donating to one of the charities in the description. And hopefully we'll see you again next week. Good night, everyone.
Night, y'all.
Peace.